Hello, welcome to Mart's Garage. Something for nothing. Look, I've got 1, 2, and now 3 Workmates. I saw this by the side of the road a few days ago, and I thought, oh, I wonder if it's, serviceable. It isn't. This must be like a lighter one than those two, because on these two the tops are a nice good quality plywood. Even this one here, this one is really good. Look at the thickness of that. Even this one was cheapened down a bit. That's a good one, that is. That was my uncle's, that was. My uncle's and then my dad's. This one I bought at a car boot sale. Not a car boot sale, Yeah, car boot sale. Market. And this one I've just found by the side of the road. So what I thought I'd do is not spend a lot of money on it, but just try and get it so it stays up reliably, folds down reliably, and replace these bits of wood, because these have been cheapened even further. Look, this is horrible stuff, like a veneered, particle board, whatever. I don't even know what it's called. So I'm going to cut these off and try and get rid of what's here, and then try and free these nuts and bolts up and things, get the top up. If not, I'll just make it with a fixed top. Those two have got movable tops. It wouldn't hurt to have one with a fixed top. Having 3 tables of the same level is useful. Okay, I'll see about trying to get these tops off. I thought if I can remove the wood bits, it'll expose these screws, and then I can kind of soak the screws with, some penetrating oil or something. Probably going to see some tool abuse. Right then. Okay, I've got the majority of the screws off. I've just got these very rusty nuts, but I think the things that they fix to are plastic, so I've got to be a bit gentle with them. That appears to be captive nut there, because there's a hex shape. This one might go through, I think, to this side to hold this down, so there might be something under there. This one, amazingly, has just come undone. Also somewhat surprising, it looks like a UNF thread. Or is it metric? I'm not sure. Oh, it's just sheet metal, that's why. So that's okay, so that should come undone, shouldn't it? Don't quite know what's going on with that one. Oh, I do know. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. They use the same plastic block for both. that hex shape is only used on this one. So that should come undone because it's just sheet metal. So these should come undone because it's just sheet metal. That's going to be in a captive nut there, which I can get at better when this is off. So let's get these off here, 13mm. Somebody's took a cut through that one, look, with a saw. Okay, let's get a 13mm. These are going to be the hard ones. Okay. I can't really use any heat on that because it's right next to the plastic, isn't it? I think I could use a nut splitter there, but it's one of the few things I don't have. There you go, nice and easy, look, just the vague remnants of a nut left. There's fair enough as well anyway. And even if I do put a couple of flats on the bolt, it should still do up with a new nut. I can probably replace that bolt actually. It looks like it's inserted in from underneath. There we go. Okay, good. What I think I'm going to do is knock the roll pins out, take the handles off, and then just bring everything out that way and then work on these, you know, separately on the vise. And I can wire wheel the screw threads then, can't I? These are roll pins. I'll put the roll pin back in the handles partially to... I think that should come out. Just got a bit of rust on it. It's a plastic nut, you see, so you can't go too mad. So I'm going to clean it up here and clean it up there and put some penetrating fluid on it. See, and when this is out of the way, this bolt should be able to come out and I can find another bolt to replace it. I don't know where this was stored, but it looks like it's just been outside or in a, you know, shed with a leaky roof or something. I did get these moving slightly before, but I didn't want to go too mad because I'm just running rusty metal through a nylon nut, so you know it's not going to do it any favours, is it? Got these freed off. They're not too bad. I think this one's slightly the better one. They're not too bad though, they're alright. It's this bit of damage there. I ran a die down these two bolts. They are 8mm, so ignore what I said earlier. Those are the ones that go in there, they come up through there. I haven't done the others, but I did free these ones off. They took nothing, they just undid, to be honest. But I had put some you know, penetrating oil on there. I'm just looking at the mechanisms because there's two little levers here that have to be free to move, and they have to be spring loaded down like that for safety. Because there's quite a complex mechanism here that's very important. This lever has a little tab on it there. Obviously the same on this side. That allows it to go down then. But the springs are missing, well, rather, the springs are missing on this one. This is the remnants of one of the springs, and you can see the ends broke off there. So I was going to try and put a loop on there and see if this will go on the one side. Right, according to my other one over there, let's just see if we can put a bend on the end of here. Let's put a bend on it. There we are. Now my problem is I don't have another one of those springs. So you rely on that spring to lock it like that. Okay, I'm going to have to improvise on the other side. But anyway, there's the spring in place. I'll have to find another one. I wonder if I might have something. Let me have a look. 200-piece spring assortment. And I can see some long thin ones in there, so maybe one of those will do it. This spring is really stiff compared to that one. So maybe I need to use something like this that isn't so stiff. They were clearing those spring packs out, you know, like at the local motor factors, like 99p a box or something like that. So I thought, oh, they might come useful. So you only need to use one, don't you? And it's been worth it. Okay. That's what you want it to do, don't you? You want it to just lock like that, and it does. I'm going to put it on the other way round, like that, because as I'm sticking my finger underneath it, I can feel it jabbing into my finger, so that's not right, is it? There's a specific shape to that end. Yeah, same here. All these mechanisms were all seized up when I got it. I had to put oil on everything. I suppose I could put these back in, couldn't I? I just put a nut on there to hold it in the right place. wonder if there's a certain thing you need to do to get the handles aligned when it's in the closed position. Let's just do our best to get them at least similar at a certain point. Hello, the camera stopped, the battery went. I've been working on this little Workmate that I got for nothing at the side of the road. I've freed everything off at the top. These all go backwards and forwards nicely. There and there. I'm just sort of taking stock of that I've got all the parts. These are just loosely fitted. I'll take these out now actually. I've got a piece of wood that I've just found in the garden, and it is actually the right size. And it's a piece of pallet wood. So I'm going to knock the nails out, and I think if I cut it in half, it'll be just the right size. So let's carry on then. If I only had some sort of a clamping device. How about that then? That'll do, won't it? How good these Workmates, aren't they? How about that? Nice. There's a crap edge there, look, so I'll put that edge to that side over there. Oh, that's not too bad actually. Okay, this is the difficult thing now, isn't it? I wonder about taking the tops off one of the others and using them as a template. This one at the back there, which is a little bit more heavy duty, is done differently, but this one that you're resting on is exactly the same. That one there is the same as this one here. So I'll move this stuff and I'll take one of these off and use it as a template to drill that. There we go, look, exactly the same. Better condition. This is the one from here, and it needs to be drilled towards this end. I'm guessing if they're 8mm, they're probably 8.5mm holes. See that? It's pulling that in, which is good, isn't it? They tend to flop. They tend to flop outwards otherwise. As it stands, you get the idea. There's the idea. What am I doing? That's higher because it's got the nut on underneath. So there's the idea anyway, that will clamp together like that. To go any further will require setting up on the milling machine. So I'll do that and then I'll kind of bring you back when I can show you the finished job, hopefully. Hello, at the end of the last little segment I said I was going to go and set up on the milling machine to drill these counter bores. I measured the holes in this one here, and these holes are virtually 21 millimeters. Well, as you can see, I've drilled these here and I've bolted this all together now. It's all done, it's all fitted up, it's really sturdy. I remember that I got this drill. It's basically a 5/8 or 16mm drill that's been modified as a counter bore drill. I also remembered I got some bolts of this type that take a 10mm socket, and that diameter there is just over 16mm. So these, because of the give in the wood, you know, went in sort of nice and tight, and these actually were the right length for there. And then I shortened them for there to go in there where the captive nut is, and then I had to find some longer ones which were too long, and then I've had to shorten the ones that were too long for there, because they're a bit longer than this and these weren't quite long enough. That's why those don't quite look the same, those two there. So there we are, 8 bolts, and by using these ones with a smaller head I was able to use that counter bore drill that I already had. So I'll just stick it in there, and I've tightened them up and it works quite nicely. So oops. What I don't like is that I've got one handle up and one handle down, so I'll knock one of these off and turn it around, but I won't do it now because it's quite late in the evening. The other thing that I need to do is, can you see? That's loose. These are okay. But you can buy the little, they call them the D clips or D catches that hold the legs up and down. So I'll buy a set of those. But other than that, I think that's pretty good really, to be honest. For an outlay of nothing, because I'd already got those bolts. There's some that I'd picked up some years ago. And a little bit of time and effort, and it kept me out of mischief. So it's just that one leg there that's a pain. But you can kind of work around it. Pull the latches, bring it up, And because this is new and untested, just check the latches have latched, and they have, so there we are, good. Okay, that's a wrap. So there we are then, something for nothing, a usable Workmate for zero, absolutely nothing. Free wood, free pallet, and I've had them bolts so long I'm going to call them free as well. So there you go, another little waste of time from me. Let's just give it a test then, eh? What's the ultimate test? There's that then. Okay, that'll do, won't it? Oh dear, Mart puts his money where his mouth is, or backs up his convictions with action. I just took a bit of abrasive paper and sanded it a bit. Alright, mate. I move the one handle so that they're both the same way, so they wind together like that. I put new D clips on like that. I found the ones that I had bought ages ago and had lost. So there's the D clips. You just knock the pin out, put the new clip in, knock it back in again. So these now clip up and down. These catches now engage in there properly. I kind of just knocked them around a little bit with a hammer. So those clips now go into there when it's folded down. They're quite good because they're quite compact to store, folds nice and flat. You can just pick it up with one hand like that, and it stands like that when you want to just store it. There you go then, the Workmate, fixed up and working again for next to nothing. Nothing wrong with that, is there? You know, and it's not so precious that you can't worry about getting a bit of spray paint on it or something. I just put a layer of wax on it, beeswax. Give the wood a bit of a nice, missed a bit there. Give the wood a bit of a nice sheen. I think that looks nice. Okay. Thanks a lot for joining me in the garage then. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.